Hello from Edmond, Oklahoma. My name is Kelsey Burton, and I am a nurse turned stay-at-home mom. I have three little girls, ages 6, 3, and 2. And I am married to a pretty wonderful guy who is a physician assistant. My journey with Rodan and Fields got started when I developed adult onset acne. Thankfully, I had a friend that shared with me about the products, and Unblemished was life-changing for me because it cleared up my acne. So I was forever grateful for her sharing those products with me. That was pretty much it until a couple years later when I reconnected with a friend on Facebook. I think you'll notice a trend about social media and the power that it has to reconnect people all over the world. So neat. So we reconnected on social media. Just for sharing about each other's lives and catching up. She shared with me about her new business. I wished her well, told her I loved the products, but hey, guess what? My husband does not like direct sales. And that was it. Wished her well and never gave it another thought. What she didn't know was that, flashback to when I became a new stay-at-home mom, it was something that my husband and I had dreamed about and was a goal that we had started from day one of us getting married to get us to where we could live on one income so I could stay at home. So here comes this beautiful baby little girl, and I'm so excited to be at home with her. And I had a hard transition to being a stay-at-home mom. Well, I felt like it was such a blessing. It was really hard for me. You see, as a nurse, I worked in the neurotrauma ICU. I loved my job. I loved my patients. And my job was fairly high stress, fast paced, and high adrenaline at times. And I loved it. And so I felt like someone hit the brakes on my life when I started staying at home with just one little baby. So I started looking for something to do from home because I didn't want to give up the blessing of being able to stay at home and be the one to raise our kids. But I needed that kind of working outlet. And I also learned that I love to contribute to our family's finances. I never saw that coming. And so here I go, starting to apply and interview for jobs online. I then, about the same time, had read a Dave Ramsey article that talked about direct sales, that it was a legitimate business model, wasn't a get-rich-quick scheme, and that if you actually work it like a business, it pays like a business. Imagine that. And that same time, my friend reached back out to me about her business. So the wheels kind of started turning like, okay, like, is this a door being open for us? And I knew my husband did not like direct sales, and so I was a little nervous to mention it to him. But when he heard Dave Ramsey had done an article, and he's a reputable financial counselor, my husband thought to take a second look. And I say all of that because it doesn't really matter, but it does. Because the power of the suggestion of someone that you know and trust is a big deal. And for my husband, it got him to maybe reconsider something that he had had a bad experience with in the past. So we started asking questions to my friend, and I learned exciting things for me because I didn't want to do parties, I didn't want to do inventory, and I don't like doing deliveries. I hate going to the post office. And so I was like, okay, all of this is sounding really great, but I'm not a salesperson. And she said, I'm not either. I'm a PA. But what we do share things that we know and love. And I thought, oh, I can do that. I had a great experience with the products. I no longer have adult acne. And so with that, my husband and I decided to jump in. And our lives have forever been changed because of that. This past summer, we were able to pay off over $95,000 worth of student loan debt early because of this business. And there are thousands of other stories like this, but different to each person, because this business truly is life-changing, as well as the products. Not only did it get rid of my acne, I got brown spots all over my face with my last two babies, and they're no longer there. Thank goodness. So I encourage you, any questions you have, to ask. Because many of us were sitting in the same position that you are, unsure, like, is this really a legit thing? Can this do for me what it's doing for them? And the answer is yes. Yes, it can. I've had a unique experience that I've had a lot of life changes in my 4 years in this business. I started out with one little girl, And then we moved across the country. We moved 3 times in a less than 6 month period. And during those multiple moves, I had another little girl, and then 15 months later had a third. And so at one point, my husband was working 50 to 80 hours a week, and I had 3 little kids, 3 and under, at home by myself, and I was still able to work this business. The blessing of this business is that it just transitions with your life, and it fits in. You just find how it works because it's that flexible. You have your phone, you've got the internet, and you're good to go. So I've experienced life when I just had one kid and I wasn't as busy, to where I didn't even know what day it was sometimes because I was running on so little sleep, but my business was still growing through that. And so I've experienced a lot of those doubts and concerns about direct sales, being a husband being skeptical, to now my husband is out there sharing about the business and products because he truly believes in them. And I think that is a huge just testimony to the caliber of the products in the business. So I encourage you to ask your questions because I know this business can be life-changing for you too.